Hare Krishna. Why are we so selfish? Let us analyze some incidences in the Ramayana to answer this question. In the Ayodhya Kanda, we see how Kaikeyi was displaying so much of selfish tendencies by banishing Lord Ram to the forest when he was supposed to be coronated as king. In fact, she treated Rama as dear as Bharat, her own son. But after being polluted and manipulated by the wicked Mantara, she could not help but display those selfish tendencies. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadev Goswami, in a conversation with Parikshit Maharaj, explains to him that the dearmost thing for everyone is our own self. The dearness of everything else like wealth, family, children, it's only dear because it is connected to the self. So this verse gives us a small hint why we are selfish. And before we come to the final conclusion, let's compare our position with the position of Sri Ram. When Lord Ram and Lakshmana were in Vanavas, Mother Sita was kidnapped by the wicked Ravana, and while they were searching for her, they came to the Kishkinda forest where they met Sugriva and Hanuman. And it is in this conversation we can see how selfless Lord Rama is. In fact, in every step of his life, he is always so compassionate and selfless, dedicating himself to his devotees. So when Lord Rama was speaking about how Sita was kidnapped, Sugriva, instead of listening to him, started to speak about his own problems and pouring out his heart in grievances of how his kingdom was usurped by the mighty Vali, his brother, and also his wife was taken away by Vali. In a typical situation, if we are speaking to our friends about our problems and they start talking about their problems to us and cut us off, we'll get very irritated and we will not want to maintain such friendships. But Lord Rama was so patient that he listened to Sugriva's problems one by one, putting his problems aside, and he assured him that until your kingdom is won and your wife is rescued, we will not embark on the search of Sita Devi. After Vali was slain by Lord Ram, Sugriva regained his kingdom and his wife, and he was momentarily lost in the enjoying spirit, forgetting his promise. And even then, we can see Lord Rama waited patiently for him to come out of this illusion. And it was not until Lakshmana displayed his anger that Sugriva got back to his feet and immediately started to organize the search party. Just see how selfish the living entity can become. After God has fulfilled our desires, we immediately abandon him. But Krishna or Rama, they are not like that. They patiently wait life after life. They are sitting in our hearts as Paramatma, witnessing our every activity. They never abandon us even once, and they are waiting selflessly to see when this soul will give up his association with Maya and take association of my lotus feet. Why we display selfishness is due to false ego. When spirit identifies with matter, it becomes entangled, and this entanglement is called Hridaya Granthi, the hard knot of the heart caused by Ahankara. And in this wrong identification, he forgets himself, he forgets his identity as the eternal servant of Krishna, and identifies himself with the material world and engages in the service of material nature, displaying unlimited selfish tendencies. The example here we can draw is that to the cat. The cat is very much fond of picking up her kittens with the mouth, and with the same mouth she attacks the rats. The kittens have no fear of her jaws, but for the rats, her jaw is the jaw of death. Now similarly, God, like the cat, is trying to pick us up like the kitten, but we, being the kitten, think that we are the rat, and this is called misidentification due to false ego. Because we have forgotten that we are the kitten and we are thinking we are the rat, we are running away far from him, and the more closer he gets, we leave his association and go further away. The more further and further away we leave his association, the more selfishness we develop. But when we realize that the self is connected to the supreme self, Krishna, that is called self-realization. Krishna enam avehitvam atmanam akilatmanam. Krishna is the original soul of all living entities. He is the root cause of all our existence. And when we realize this, that selfishness is terminated and turns into self-realization. Therefore, we say sunshine and not just shine. Without the sun, where is the question of sunshine? Similarly, when we say consciousness, it has to be connected with Krishna consciousness, because consciousness cannot be separate from the supreme root cause of all consciousness, who is Krishna. And when we understand what is Krishna consciousness, then very easily we terminate all this selfishness, we terminate all these sinful activities, we terminate the false ego, and we can see the Lord face to face and attain our original eternal position as the servant of Lord Ram or Krishna. Vidyante hridaya granthis chityante sarva samsaya shiyante chasya karmani dristva eva manisware. When one is in Krishna consciousness, then he immediately is able to terminate that Hridaya Granthi, that heart knot caused by the false ego of misidentification. It is immediately cut into pieces by surrendering onto the lotus feet of Lord Rama. In that position, he is able to see Drista Eva Manishwari. He is able to see who he is and what he is meant to do. A similar story happened in the Ramayana when Hanuman was disguised as a Brahmana to see who were the two princes entering into the Kishkinda forest. Sugriva was doubtful that these two were sent by Bali, his brother, to kill him. And when Hanuman came face to face with Rama and Lakshmana, immediately by seeing the Lord, he could not hide his identity anymore, and he revealed himself with full honesty that he is Ramaduta Hanuman and surrendered to their lotus feet. So similarly, let us all come back sincerely and honestly to the lotus feet of the Lord. Just by coming face to face with him like Hanuman, all the sinful reactions will be destroyed, and we will again be able to engage in our original service and terminate this selfishness and misidentification of this material nature. And how we can do that is by chanting this mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This mantra is the antidote that will cure us from this hard knot of false ego and selfishness and save us from this birth, death and old age and disease. So please start chanting today. Jai Sri Ram, Hare Krishna.